The ocean is transforming. Beneath its surface, power lines are being redrawn, from the frozen depths of the Arctic to the vast shipyards of South Korea. A quiet contest is unfolding, one that could shape Canada's destiny for generations to come. And right now, the world is watching what Canada decides to do next. In recent months, international attention has shifted northward. Rising tensions in the Indo-Pacific, breakthroughs in submarine technology, new alliances forming, and old ones fracturing. This isn't a distant storm. It's a real-time test of how a middle power like Canada reacts when history begins to stir again. At the heart of this turning point stands Prime Minister Mark Carney. Once a composed figure in the realm of central banking, he now finds himself navigating the unpredictable tides of geopolitics. Under his watch, Canada is taking steps that a decade ago would have seemed unimaginable, reviving a long-dormant defense industry, deepening ties across Asia, and securing a stake in the Arctic's future before anyone else does. This is the story of a nation redefining its identity, steady, modern, and quietly determined to ensure its voice carries weight in an increasingly volatile world. In October 2025, Carney arrived in South Korea as part of an expanded Indo-Pacific outreach. Cameras followed as he toured Hana Ocean's colossal shipyards in Geoge, a labyrinth of steel, scaffolding, and towering cranes that forged some of the world's most advanced submarines. The visit wasn't mere symbolism. It represented Canada's most serious step yet toward replacing its aging Victoria-class submarines, many of which trace their origins back to the 1990s. For decades, the concept of Canada building or operating a modern submarine fleet seemed far-fetched, even extravagant. Defense debates often circled peacekeeping missions or procurement failures. But the world has shifted. Arctic routes are opening. Russian and Chinese naval presence has expanded northward. And with Washington urging allies to share more of the defense burden, Canada could no longer remain on the sidelines. So, in 2025, Mark Carney's administration announced the fast-tracking of the Canadian Patrol Submarine Project, a multi-billion-dollar effort to produce up to 12 next-generation submarines designed to endure the planet's harshest conditions. This is where Korea enters the picture. Hana Ocean, formerly Daewoo Shipbuilding, has become a global leader in both commercial and defense naval construction. Its diesel-electric and air-independent propulsion systems have impressed military planners worldwide. Carney's visit wasn't more than inspection. It was about intention. Canada is signaling its readiness to partner beyond its traditional comfort zone, beyond the United States and the United Kingdom, to secure technologies that align with its growing strategic independence. For most viewers, this may sound technical, but the implications are enormous. Whichever partner Canada ultimately selects will help define its defense capabilities for half a century. Submarines are the silent currency of modern power. They patrol coastlines, monitor adversaries, and safeguard national secrets far below the surface. For a nation with the longest coastline on Earth, possessing a capable submarine fleet isn't a privilege, it's a necessity. But Carney's mission to Asia wasn't confined to defense. It represented something much broader, Canada's pivot eastward toward the Indo-Pacific, where economic opportunity and security tension now intertwine. In Seoul, Carney met with President Lee Jae-yong to discuss defense cooperation, trade, and energy transition. Carney spoke of a shared vision, democracies that innovate, trade with fairness, and balance prosperity with peace. Why does this matter? Because the global system Canada once relied on, The post-war order anchored by American leadership is being rewritten. Protectionism, technological rivalry, and new regional alliances are reshaping the map. Carney's government believes Canada must widen its network of partnerships, not to abandon old allies, but to expand its circle by strengthening ties with Korea, Japan, Singapore, and Australia. The payoff? New markets, new leverage, and renewed independence. It's a careful balancing act. On one hand, the United States remains Canada's closest ally and largest trading partner. On the other, a rapidly advancing Asia represents both opportunity and influence. Carney's approach, described by some as friendship diversification, is built on respect for Washington but without total reliance on it. That principle may guide Canada's foreign policy for years to come. At home, these changes reflect a deeper transformation. Carney's government has pledged to hit NATO's 2% defense spending target by this year, 5 years ahead of schedule. The announcement stunned critics, who long accused Canada of underfunding its military. Billions are now being funneled into Arctic surveillance, shipbuilding, and cyber defense. New initiatives aim to link universities, tech startups, and defense firms, creating an ecosystem of innovation. In Carney's words, security and prosperity are two sides of the same coin. He insists that defense spending must build not only weapons, but also Canadian capacity, jobs, technology, and expertise. Still, the path ahead isn't smooth. Opposition parties question whether such rapid investment could strain public finances or slow social programs. Others argue that turning to non-North American partners risks bureaucratic entanglement. Yet Carney's supporters view his strategy as overdue realism, a recognition that Canada can no longer rely solely on others for its safety. In the vast shipyards of Guyot, that vision feels tangible. Engineers demonstrate robotic welding of submarine hulls, machines crafting pressure-resistant vessels capable of withstanding crushing depths. Cameras capture a rare smile. This isn't just about defense, it's about industrial renewal, the same philosophy that rebuilt post-war economies across Europe and Asia. Meanwhile, far to the north, the Arctic is changing faster than scientists predicted. Sea ice is retreating to record lows, and shipping routes through the Northwest Passage are opening months earlier. Experts warn that whoever masters navigation, mapping, and surveillance in this region now will define Arctic governance in the decades ahead. For Canada, that means submarines capable of polar operations, sensors that track environmental shifts, and satellite networks connecting remote northern communities. The submarine initiative, therefore, isn't just a defense contract. It's a statement of sovereignty. Carney's government has also emphasized partnership with indigenous communities in shaping this northern future.
So where do things stand now? The submarine bids remain under evaluation, and the first prototypes may take nearly a decade to complete. But the trajectory is clear. Canada is investing in itself, reaching outward while reinforcing inward strength. And Mark Carney, with his calm precision and global reputation, has become the face of that renewal. It isn't a flashy revolution. There are no slogans or spectacles. It's a deliberate rebuilding, an acknowledgement that in today's world, strength, trust, and cooperation must rise together. As the global landscape shifts, Canada is evolving. The nation once defined by peacekeeping is realizing that true peace sometimes demands preparation. The country that once watched world events from a distance is now shaping them, responsibly, steadily, and with purpose. Because, ultimately, this story isn't just about submarines or shipyards. It's about a nation rediscovering how to stand on its own terms. Whether one agrees with every policy or not, one fact is undeniable. The decisions being made today will echo through generations, shaping the Canadians who will inherit those Arctic waters, those alliances, and that identity. So as you reflect on where Canada is heading, its partnerships, its defense, its economic renewal, ask yourself what role you want this country to play in the world that's emerging. If this story helped you see the larger picture, stay with us on Canada Live. Subscribe now, hit the bell icon, and join a community that values depth over drama and understanding over division. Every view, every comment, every subscription helps us bring you the stories that truly matter, stories about how Canada is moving, building, and leading in a changing world. Because this isn't just news, it's history, unfolding before our eyes. And together, as engaged Canadians, we can witness it, question it, and shape it, right here on Canada Newsline. Stay informed, stay aware. Like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to Canada Newsline, bringing you news that cuts through the noise and gets to the truth.